Hi, welcome to Versus, where we watch 2 TV shows so you don't have to. Today we have...
Versus.
So, Beastars, Mark.
Beastars. Can we just quickly talk about the Beastars?
Yeah, that's what we're actually doing, the B-Sharps.
No. I want to talk about more just the name.
Yeah.
Why is it called Beastars?
Well, it's like a school-based thing. The only thing I've seen is acting.
Yes, so they want to be the stars of the show.
There might be other classes, but that's the only thing I've seen, the only class thing, so maybe that's what it is.
Made me think of B-Sharps from The Simpsons.
That's probably intentional, Mark. They're trying to get
what
off
they
the
were
fame
doing?
of the fucking
Probably.
20 years ago.
Well, one thing that it was very similar to is Zootopia, which we said straight off the bat, but they were made at the same time, so what came first, the Zootopia or the Beastars?
The Beastars.
Beast.
Well, the manga came out at the same time, but I think it was just flipped.
No,
I feel like probably something else has done the thing where...
Maybe like 2 guys met in an airport and went, do you know what I
found
really cool?
And then...
Anthropomorphized rabbits, they're really sexy. And they're like, oh yeah, but they're even sexier when they're paired up with like a beast that's going to kill them. And they went, I'm going to do that.
Do you know what?
And the other one went, I'm going to manga that. And they went,
I didn't even think of
parts.
the actual... I obviously got the animal connection, but I didn't think of the wolf and the fox and the rabbit and the rabbit. I didn't think of that.
Animals want to be actors.
Potentially.
Or they at least want to help out the actors.
Yeah.
Because that wolf guy just is like, anything for the act. Anything for that play.
Oh, he'll put his
that play is my highlight of my year.
I don't know what the play is.
I don't know what the play is. I think they said something about like a winter safari. My first thoughts of this was what a really lovely animation.
See, I'm going to say the opposite, and I say I wasn't the biggest fan because it's that CGI art.
It's that 3D
Some of it's good, but some of it was...
I feel like they did a good balance of it. I feel like Berserk... We've come back to this.
Berserk
2016.
2016, same year,
We was terrible. This, they kind of towed the line and they made it quite nice. I thought some of the fur was quite odd. Yeah. When they did like the fur as the shadow, and it just sort of looked a bit wispy, a bit too wispy. And it looked very realistic, but it didn't look realistic when they showed it from face on.
They did some nice stylized stuff when he's right at the start when he's in the dark and he went all blue.
I thought it was really cool.
But basically, there's carnivores and there's herbivores. Although I'm pretty sure baboons are carnivores.
I thought that, and I said there was a bunch of stuff, and also they were all eating fish. They were all like, "Oh, there's herbivores. Oh, I'm a herbivore. I'm going to have this."
Eating fish?
Well, they said it's a fucking herbivore special. It's the seafood platter. But like bears eat fish. Why are they not in the herbivore category? Why are all these? Why are any animals eating anything aside from just fish? Because fish can give you all the stuff you need.
Eat fish twice a week. Your doctor knows it's good to eat.
Basically, it seems like the world is like carnivores and herbivores are all like chill.
Yeah.
And now
but in this
being murdered.
Yeah.
Carnivores.
It's exactly like Zootopia.
Yeah. So it's now everyone's separating. It's very like speciesist. Is that all the species are separating? But then also the interspecies, like the rabbits hate.
Yeah, the rabbits hate other rabbits.
The white dwarf rabbit kissed the Harlequin rabbit's boyfriend, so that's separate. You can't go near them. The deer guy who ran the play.
He was the hot guy.
Yeah, he was the hot guy, the hot deer. He was like ordering everyone around, and he's like saying to the goats, like, you can't even learn your lines. You're stupid goat eating. All you do is eat paper. So it's like
there's a lot of
animal stereotypes.
Animal stereotype racism going on.
And wolves are very well. Actually, the wolves weren't.
But that's the same thing as in Zootopia. Where she's like, you got small legs, you can't be a rabbit. You can't be a rabbit, sorry. You can't be a police officer.
You got small legs, you can't be a rabbit. But there was a lot of that everyone just was sort of, even the separate, even like, say, the rabbits or the whatever, all like, still like, everyone was very divided, basically, and scared of being eaten. It felt like
the girl rabbit, the little dwarf rabbit, I can't remember what her name is. I feel like she was like the only one that was like trying not to adhere to her stereotype. You know, she was the one that was like, I'm actually not going to be...
slutty rabbit.
No, I'm not going to be like the prey. She was like, everyone sees me and they see the prey. But I fucking hate that. And then as soon as they realise that I'm not the prey and they don't have to protect me, then they leave. Whereas the lone wolf was just being a lone wolf. Yeah. And everyone else was just being exactly the same thing. The sheep was being a sheep. That otter was a bit angry. Otters are angry.
Was that an otter? A lot of them looked a bit like other animals.
Yeah,
so
they looked like a weasel's ottery sort of thing. They sort of all meshed into one.
The sheep, alpaca, what were the other things? Sheep, alpaca,
there was
llamas.
I think
rams.
Yeah, there was some. Yeah, goats.
But at the moment, it's a murder mystery, essentially.
Yeah.
Someone's getting murdered, people are getting eaten.
People are getting murdered, but also the people are getting murdered, and who's going to be cast for the play? How's the play going to go on?
Life and death and
play.
The stage show.
Yeah. Well, that also feels like life to all of them. Like, it's very... I don't know. Do you think the rabbit's going to be dead at the end of it? Do you think we're going to just zoom out in the next episode and the rabbit's going to be murdered?
No.
You know,
so basically,
we know this, really.
Well, I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
But basically, there's some sort of misty stuff that makes the animals.
Oh yeah, the mist. Exactly. Like
so the guy being murdered at the start was obviously. I don't think the
No, I think he was a bad one. Yeah,
But he was being controlled.
But I think straight away, it was really quite funny. It was quite telling of the herbivores when they were like, fucking hell, first guy, like, this guy's gonna come and kill me. It's all you fucking carnivores, isn't it? Same. Like, you're all the fucking same. And it was like, oh shit, you went you went straight there.
Someone's obviously created some sort of thing that makes their animal instincts surpass everything.
For whatever reason. Yeah, is it
what's the point?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
I can't remember Zootopia. I can't remember why.
Zootopia, I think there was like the lamb.
The lamb was evil.
Jenny Slate lamb.
Yeah.
Was like, actually, we're going to do this. I don't know why they did.
Why would they divide the animals?
I think they, yeah, like, I don't have a clue. I can't remember. It was some bullshit thing. I don't think it really made much sense. It was like, because I'm a sad little lamb, I'm a sad little lamb, and no one could ever expect me, the sad little lamb, to do this. But when I do this, I don't know. I think she just didn't like carnivores. She's racist.
Speciesist. Dorohedoro, which I think is like mud sludge or something. Don't quote me, but it's something like that. Mud sludge, sludgy. Hedora.
Sludge monster.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think of that. So, just to quickly run through the plot, which I thought was a lot more confusing than Zootopia.
Yeah.
Man has head turned into a crocodile or a caiman, because he's called like Cayman.
Yeah.
He doesn't know why, and he's lost his memory.
Yeah.
It's done with magic,
yeah.
and he's got a man inside him
yeah.
that no one can see, apart from people who he puts in his mouth, and then the man will decide if they're the right person. He's obviously searching for someone, and the man in the head decides. And it's got him and the girl who runs a little ramen place or whatever. And then you've got wizards who shoot smoke, like sooty smoke out their fingers, and they can create doorways.
Quite a cool power,
and transform people into bugs and monsters. So obviously it seems like he's been partially transformed. That's why magic now doesn't work on him, because a better spell is on him, because he's actually been transformed properly.
He's been transformed already, so no one can turn him into a bug.
Yeah.
It feels like
but there's not just bugs though, because there was people walking around, like one was like a parrot guy. When they walk through the crowd, loads of people have been experimented on.
In the hole.
The hole.
What is the hole, Joe?
So it's just like Akira world, it's like dystopian but sort of shit town.
Yeah, but like, but why is it?
The wizards go there to practice.
Yeah, I feel really sorry for the whole place. It's like they've got enough problems being in the shit part of town. Like, why are they just being preyed upon by these sorcerers?
Freaks. It's basically the freaks from Mighty Boosh. Essentially, they're all got because they've got random bits because some of the sorcerers are shit and they have to practice.
Yeah, but the girl also makes fun of some of the sorcerers later on.
What were their jobs?
I think their jobs were to kill sorcerers, or like they at least liked killing sorcerers.
But they got paid.
Felt like they protected. They should protect it. I feel like anybody who can take in a couple of sorcerers will get paid for it because they're
I'll get bonus if I kill.
Yeah, they're protecting.
And if you kill the sorcerer, it breaks the spell.
Yeah,
so
which
the
also
people turn
seems
back.
Yeah. So like, so all the people. Do you think one day the octopus guy will just wake up and go?
Oh yeah, it'll be normal.
Oh my fucking God!
He'll be drumming on his little drum.
Yeah, and he'll just be like, "Oh my God, that guy must have died. I wonder how he died." And then you're just like, oh, probably died of old age. And it's so what? Wait, so is that what happens?
Yeah,
they have to be killed.
Death is death, I think.
Yeah, right, okay. Well,
so the crocodile guy's just slicing people up, trying to find the right sorcerer to chop up.
Yeah. I think he's all right though, isn't he? I feel
he
like
seemed all right.
Yeah,
but then kid's face.
Yeah, I feel like that would be really brutal. Well, he realised that it's a kid, and then he was like, "Oh, I've already chopped off all the little
so everyone's constantly getting their fingers snapped. Like when that girl just goes like,
yeah, oh yeah, that was it. Yeah, so you can't use your fingers.
Or do you think? Chopped off.
Do you think they have like toe contingency plans? Like where they could just really quickly just whip off a sock and use their finger and use the toe. Well, I mean, like if you had no fingers, you'd feel like that would be the way to do it. Or you just use your dick. Or is there going to be someone later on who's going to use a dick?
There's got to be. Well, no, because it kept showing like that guy at the end who had all his fingers.
All his fingers, and it had it like all the way up to there. So obviously they can reattach them. But if all your fingers are on the floor and you've not got any digits, you're going to have to use a toe or a dick.
I just used my other hand, which I did.
No, both hands are off. Like that girl, all she had no fingers. No fingers at all. For some reason, she was like holding something up, and all her fingers got all snapped up.
Because she got like the girl like kicked her over, so she flipped around.
Yeah, so she flipped around and went like that, like while she was flying around and got all kicked off. But anyway, yeah. So she had no fingers. She wasn't going to do any spells unless she used the toes.
But I think she was the one. It sounded like she was.
No. I feel like
monster was about to say.
She was so scared, and he was like, she's different. She's not like the other ones. She's probably going to be a friend after this episode.
No, but when the guy gets chopped up at the start, his partner's coming back to try and find the lizard guy, and he gets given like that toothed DS.
I didn't really understand it.
So that was telling him it had like a database of all the sorcerers, and one of them that did reptilian transformations.
Okay,
and that was the skull person.
Okay.
So it would make sense that she is the one who transformed, or she's wearing the same suit. But yeah, her whole skin gets ripped off her face.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal.
And no one's that fussed by it. Well,
she came out wearing like a skull mask, and then
She's
it's
like Grim Reaper because she had little
it's kind of like be careful what you wish for sort of thing, really, isn't it? It's like, it's like you go out in a skull mask, you come back, and people are like, hey, that skull mask looks really good today. She's like, oh my god! Yeah. So anyway, that was the other one. Which one did you like more?
Dorohedoro was the actual premise was a lot more interesting because it was bizarre.
Yes,
but I don't know. It was quite messy. I thought in terms of
I think
that first episode was just throwing a lot of stuff and not in that cohesive way.
It was It was definitely not cohesive.
Yeah,
I completely get that.
Beastars was like, I get this. Obviously, because I'm probably thinking more Zootopia. But
I get this because it's
carnivores,
Zootopia.
herbivores, a murder mystery.
Yeah,
it's quite straightforward, and the play has to be really
stuff
good.
Comes.
Yeah.
No, I mean, but I think I preferred Dorohedoro.
It was a bit sort of. Well, it was very brutal, actually.
It was very brutal, but beautiful. The beauty of beauty. Beauty of beauty. No,
brutally.
Beauty of bruty.
Anyway,
I think I'd probably go for Dorohedoro. I really like the Akira kind of style. It looks kind of like, as you say, it did look messier, but I felt like that kind of played into the world. And as soon as we get into it a little bit more, we might understand it a bit more.
I feel like there's a whole massive thing. They were trying to chuck loads of information on it, so I understand they couldn't say who's the mushroom man who runs the other side of the hole, like, wherever that is. Because the sorcerers come into the hole through the magic
mushroom man.
Monsters Inc. doors or whatever.
Yes. The thing is, I could watch Beastars, but I could watch any of the other school-related anime, and Beastars isn't one of the ones that I was like, oh yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the whole like animal thing. That's kind of smart, but what are you going to really do with it? Like, how far are you going to really go with it?
Well, I understand it's more of like a bit of a murder mystery thing, whereas the Dorohedoro was like, what the fuck's this? Like, obviously it looked like other things, but the story was nothing like anything else. It was like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, no, I completely...
Severed hands, finger banging stuff.
Oh yes, that severed hand just went...
Finger bang!
So for this episode of Versus, the winner is...
Dorohedoro!
Yeah.
Lobster. Scallops.
That's delicious.
Haddock makes a lovely dish.
Holy mackerel, try monkfish.
Fillet of soul. So every week, eat fish twice.
Try halibut steaks.
Now that's quite nice.
To cook a fish, take this advice. 10 minutes an inch, that should suffice.